No one can make an intelligent decision without being properly informed. This is why this world wants to control the media. This is why media hype can take you up, take you down. So you don't know anymore who's really good, because the media can make a wicked man look good and make a good man look evil. That is why. Until the dawn, I can't quit. I'm like Saddam, keeping my eye on Clinton, watching each movie make. Cause every slither he takes sort of reminds
to whom all holy praise is forever due. And in the name of his exalted Christ, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, and in the name of the one who sits in the seat now, the honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and their names, I greet you in the greeting words of peace. We say it in the Arabic language, Assalamu alaikum.
Sir.
Now, when you hear this, this is simply a short prayer wishing that you would have peace.
Yes, sir.
Make sure our phone's on the side.
Fix my phone.
Make sure our phone's on the side.
Oh. Okay, so if anyone has a phone in, please make sure it's on silent mode. So, don't give me signals, and I'm having trouble with the signal. But when I was saying, when we say that, it's simply a short prayer, wishing that you would have peace. But, you know, I can wish you my peace, but my peace may not be what you want.
That's right.
So when we say Assalamu alaikum, we're saying, may the peace of God be with you.
Right.
So that's the peace that you want, because, you know, my peace may be turmoil. You want God's peace. So that's a short prayer, and normally when we respond, you respond, wa alaikum salam, which means may the peace of God be with you as well. And so I want to welcome everyone to the Denver study group of the Nation of Islam. And yes, Nation of Islam, we don't just call it that. It is, we do operate as a nation. We do have our own flag in our nation, as you see here, and on the front of the rostrum. This is our flag. And that doesn't mean we don't recognize and respect the flag of the United States of America. We live here. We do respect the flag, because it's a flag of an independent sovereign nation.
That's
and
right.
we too want to be independent and sovereign, so we respect other people's flag. But we won't pledge allegiance to it, because the scripture even says that you don't make anything on this earth and then bow down to it.
Right.
So, you know, we don't pledge allegiance, we don't bow down to the flag. And we don't burn it either.
That's right.
So, you know, like the so-called citizens do. Those who call themselves citizens will burn that flag, but we don't. We respect it. But we have our own flag. And as you can see it in the front, if you're not familiar with it, the red in the flag represents the sun.
That's right.
Which is freedom, represents freedom. And the moon represents equality.
Yes, sir.
And the star represents justice. So in the Nation of Islam, that's what we represent: freedom, justice, and equality. Because if you don't have freedom, justice, and equality, then you're a slave. If you want to really, you know, say free a slave, you have to give them freedom, justice, and equality. So when they claim they freed us, and that's kind of, I don't know how you can free somebody. How can you free somebody? How can you give them freedom when it's not yours to take away?
That's
right.
Because you're supposed to be free as God, as you were born.
That's right.
God made you. You were born free.
That's right.
So, but this is the Nation of Islam. We do have our own government in our nation. We do have our own constitution in our nation. We have our bylaws in our nation. We have our leadership in our nation. And Islam simply means peace. You can break down the word to other things, but I won't do that today. I'm just here opening up for the keynote speaker, Brother Herman, Brother Student Minister Herman Muhammad, and I'll bring him up shortly. But Islam it's not a religion. We take it as a religion,
Right.
but it is a way of life. Because if you ever, heard of someone, or maybe you've done it, gone on a diet, and you go on a diet for 3, 4, 5 months, you lose the weight you want to lose, and then you go off your diet and you gain that weight right back. Well, why don't you just stay that way and just let that be a part of your life?
Right. That's
Go
right.
ahead, brother.
So that's what, like Islam, we don't take this temporarily, or we shouldn't. I can't speak for everybody. We can't come in on Sundays and be Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon Muslims.
That's
sir.
right. Say that.
That's right.
We have to be Muslims 24/7.
That's
Which
right.
means, because to be that, when you come into this, you learn, you come into a lifestyle of truth, a lifestyle of cleanliness, a
Right.
lifestyle of righteousness.
Yes, sir.
Now, are we righteous? We're striving to be that.
Still working.
That's right.
Still
Go ahead,
working
brother.
on it.
Go
We're
ahead.
working on it. So, when you come into this way of life, it's not just a temporary thing. We want to live that way.
Yes, sir.
And then better ourselves as we live this way.
Right.
Now, when you come in here, you will learn religion. I learned more about Christianity here than I did when I was in Christianity.
That is good.
I learned more about Jesus and God when I came here
That's right.
than I learned when I was in the church.
Absolutely.
Because we are actually teaching the truth about it.
Yes, sir.
Not to embellish something and give you some kind of image and then, tell you all the really the pagan rituals that follow as if that's the religion.
Right.
So you'll learn religion. You learn how to govern your household, how to govern your neighborhood,
Right.
how to govern your area, your region, and how to govern even the world. Because God did not come here to make us leaders. He came here to make us rulers.
That's right.
But you can't rule over somebody else if you don't have that righteous spirit.
Yes,
because
sir.
you would do as the rulers who ruled over us
Before.
did, and we'll do
Right.
the same thing they did.
That's
And that's not
Yes, sir.
true rulership, not under God. So you will learn how to protect yourself, how to protect your family. You'll learn the science of business. You will learn the science of mating. You will learn the science of warfare. Yes, we're in war, but it's not always, fighting and cutting and shooting. Hopefully it
right.
won't get to that, but if it does, it does. But we're at war to get our people
Right.
out of the world.
Yes,
Right.
We're at
sir.
war to get our people off of drugs,
Yes,
That's
sir.
right.
off of alcohol.
That's right.
So, even some of us had to go to war to get ourselves off.
That's
right.
right.
So
Yeah,
it's a science of warfare. We'll also teach you how to eat to live, how to eat better, to make your life longer, make yourself healthier.
Yes, sir.
You learn history. We learn about relationships. And most important, we'll learn about the knowledge of self
Yes,
and the
sir.
knowledge of God and the
Right.
knowledge of Satan.
Come on.
Knowing this
Go ahead, brother.
is a lot to know.
Right.
Because if you don't know yourself, you can never know God.
Right.
And if you don't know God, you don't know yourself.
That's right.
But we all have to know who the enemy is. Because that enemy is outside, but there's also can be an enemy inside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we
That's
say
right.
the white man's the devil. We used to say that. But when we realize something, that Honorable Elijah Muhammad realized something, that we are becoming that which we are teaching against. So he told us, stop using that term devil. Because sometimes you point one finger at somebody else, you're pointing 3 back at yourself.
That's right.
That's right.
So we have become that too. Devil don't come in one color.
Say that.
But that's not.
Come on, brother.
But
Go ahead, son.
like I said before, Brother Student Minister Herman Muhammad is the keynote speaker today, and he's going to be speaking on the Muslim program. And the Muslim program, because some will say, well, what are you Muslims about? What do y'all teach? What do y'all eat? Because if you don't know. Because if you know anything, sometimes you've been listening to the media,
Other people. Right.
it's going to paint a bad picture of us.
Right.
Because, and think about this. What if I want to know about you? Would I ask your enemy? What would your enemy say about you?
Right.
Not too much.
You wouldn't want your enemy
Good.
to tell me who you are.
Right.
So if you want to know who we are, please don't go to our enemy because they're
That's
going to
right.
lie.
Yes, sir.
That's what they do. come here and ask us, and if you must judge, then judge. But in the back of every Final Call newspaper, it says what the Muslims want and what the Muslims believe. This is the Muslim program. So, because if we didn't want anything, why would we be up here? We didn't believe in anything, why would we be up here?
Right.
So what we want and what we believe, we outline.
Yes, sir.
And specifically, and I'm not going to go too long, like the first one, what the Muslims want. We want freedom, full and complete freedom. So when we start saying things like this, when you read this, what the Muslims want and what the Muslims believe, really, as a human being, you cannot argue this.
Right.
Because this isn't something unusual. This is something because just like, you know, food, clothing, and shelter, there's things that are a human right and a human need.
Right.
That's right.
That's right.
Because some things are a luxury,
That's right.
but when it comes down to food, clothing, and shelter, education, things like that, that's a human right and a human need.
Teach.
So when you read the Muslim program, you'll see this.
That's
There's
right.
nothing strange about it.
That's right.
And what brother is going to be focusing on is the part here, what the Muslims believe.
Right.
Because I know you've heard it. I know you Muslims believe this and you Muslims believe that. But you know, what do we really believe?
Right.
Because you hear
Right.
what we believe. So if I join on to that, man, I can't, you know, do this, I can't do that. I must do this, I must do that. Well, what do we really want? What do we really believe? So this is what the brother's going to talk about today. So I'm not going to say anymore. I'm just going to say now that if you haven't met brother, student, minister Herman Muhammad, I think you're in for a treat. Here's a brother who has been in the nation a while. He studies. He's a very studious brother. He's intelligent, a business owner, and he has a smooth delivery that I really like. You know, different, you know, ministers might have a different delivery. He has a smooth delivery. He drops bombs on you, but he also uses a little humor, because sometimes, you know, I know when I was young, Mother used to give us that castor oil.
Yeah.
They give you a little bit of candy behind it, because sometimes that helps it go down better. So sometimes that humor helps it go down better. But brother can also get very serious
That's right.
with what he teaches.
Excellent.
So he's a very gifted brother, gifted by Allah to deliver a message.
That's right.
So without further ado, and if I forgot to introduce myself to those who didn't know me, I apologize. Sometimes I get a little nervous. I'm Brother Ashton Muhammad, by the way, out of Colorado Springs. So, but I will leave you now as I greet you and read words of peace and bring up our student minister, Brother Herman Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, sir.
Oh, come on, y'all. We can do a lot better than that. All praise to Allah. Let us first start by saying, in the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah. I bear witness that Muhammad is his messenger. As students of religion, as citizens of this wonderful planet that we call Earth, we thank Allah for each and every one of his worthy servants. We thank him for each of his prophets. We thank him for all of the scriptures that they brought. So we thank Allah for Moses and Abraham and Noah and Lot and the Israelite prophets and the divine revelation of the Torah, or the Old Testament. We thank Allah for Jesus and his apostles and the divine revelation of the Injil, or the Gospel, the New Testament. We thank Allah for Prophet Muhammad ibn Abdullah of 1400 years ago, and the divine revelation of the Holy Quran. May the peace and blessings of Allah be upon each and every one of these worthy servants of his. As students of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. We can never thank Allah enough for His divine intervention. Listen to what I'm saying. In our affairs, in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, the great Mahdi, to whom praise is due forever. We thank him for, upon his arrival, raising one from amongst us, a Georgia-born black man who only went to the 4th grade of school, but in my humble estimation has become the most powerful human being to ever walk the planet besides God himself.
That's right. That's right.
That is the most honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Yes, sir.
But if I live to be 1,000, I personally could never thank Allah enough for the human being that I'm striving to represent to you today. He is a leader in the absence of the leader, a teacher in the absence of the teacher, a guide in the absence of the guide. He is the Messiah. And he is your brother, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. It is in their names that we greet you in our nation's greetings of peace. We say it in the Arabic language. We say Assalamu alaikum. How's everyone doing? Praise be to Allah. It's such an honor to see you today. Thank you for spending your precious time by coming out and visiting with your Muslim brothers and sisters. Thank the brother who or sister who invited you. It's an honor to stand before you because I know who you are, right? Now, before we get into our subject, I just want to give you a little bit of information. For all things Nation of Islam, you want to go to NOI.org. For all things Final Call newspaper, which is the biggest and the baddest, the blackest and the boldest, the greatest newspaper on earth, news you can use, go to www.finalcall.digital.com. And for all things Nation of Islam Denver, go to www.noidenver.com. Okay? Now, our subject today is the third part of this particular subject. The Muslim program, part 3. And today, we're going to deal with, like my brother alluded to, we're going to deal with what the Muslims believe. For the last couple of weeks or last couple of times, we've dealt with what the Muslims want. But today, we're going to deal with what the Muslims believe. And this is the Muslim program. It is in absolutely every single copy of the Final Call newspaper. Every single one. In every single copy of, before the Final Call newspaper, its predecessor was called Muhammad Speaks.
That's
It
right.
is what we stand on. Is that right?
That's right.
Yes, sir.
So, what the Muslims, we talked about what the Muslims want, and a foundational part of what the Muslims want, really, is separation. Is that right?
That's
Yes,
right.
sir.
We'll get to that in a little bit. But before we get into it, for my brothers who never heard this teaching, why, first off, what is a Muslim? Because the Muslim program, right? The Muslim program. What is a Muslim? A Muslim is one who submits him or herself entirely to do the will of Allah. We're going to get into that. But I just want to lay a little base. And program comes from the late Latin programma, from Greek, a public notice, a brief, usually printed outline of the order to be followed, of the features to be presented, and the persons participating as in a public performance. The performance of a program, especially a performance broadcast on radio or television. A plan or system under which action may be taken toward a goal. Now, we need a Muslim program.
That's right.
We need a program that is going to put us under a system where action can be taken towards the goal of becoming closer to God. Are y'all hearing me?
Yes, sir. Come on,
The
keep-
program we currently on, because we under a program,
Right.
Yes, sir.
but it don't have nothing to do with God, and it got everything to do with Satan. I promise you it does. Whenever we watch television, we're watching a television program,
That's right.
right?
Yes, sir.
Somebody got a plan, or else they wouldn't have fashioned that particular script. They wouldn't be feeding us that particular agenda unless they wanted us to follow a certain program.
That's right. That's right.
So, what the Muslim program entails in terms of what we want and what we believe is a very extensive and detailed program, but it is a program that will actually, if you look at it closely, that will actually serve the entirety of humanity.
That's right. Go ahead.
It's not just about black, not just about brown, it's not just about poor and oppressed people. It's really about anyone who desires to submit their will to do the will of God,
That's right.
Yes, sir.
which should be all of us. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
So, number one, we're gonna get right into it because we got some points to get through. The first one, we believe in the one God whose proper name is Allah.
Come on.
Now, why is that important in terms of what the Muslims believe? It's important because there are all sorts of people who believe in all sorts of gods.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yes.
That's right.
Many of us, we come from different schools of thought as to what we believe God to be,
Right.
or who we believe God to be.
Yes,
but
sir.
I think that we all can agree, most black people anyway, can agree, but there's only but one God.
That's right.
And it don't matter by what name you call that one God.
True that.
But the Muslims believe the one God's proper name is Allah.
That's right.
Yeah.
He said, brother, I'm a Hebrew Israelite. This is Yahweh. Or I'm a Jehovah's Witness. It's Jehovah. Or I'm from Africa, man. It's Unkulukulu.
Right.
Sir, come on.
By whatever name you call him, listen, I'm not going to argue with you. It's all good. He all that.
Yes.
Sure.
Come on.
Yeah.
We say his proper name is Allah because Allah is simply an Arabic word which means the all in all.
That's right.
Go
That
ahead.
means that when you call him Allah, you calling him Yahweh. When you call him Allah, you calling him Unkulukulu. When you calling him Allah, you calling him Jehovah. Because that name entails all of the names.
Right.
All right?
Yes,
So
sir.
we say his proper name is Allah.
Right.
So,
Very specified. But we'll get to this part. We know his personal name too.
Yeah. Go ahead, brother.
That's right. That's right.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Number two, we believe in the Holy Quran and in the scriptures of all the prophets of God. And listen, this is what I opened up with. That we believe in all of the prophets of God and all of the scriptures that they brought. And we don't make a distinction between any of them.
Any of them. That's right.
Our problem, a lot of our problem, in this life has been over fighting and divisiveness in religion.
That's right.
Is that right?
Go ahead.
That's right.
The people upstairs say Jesus is Lord, right?
Yeah.
And we down here saying Allahu Akbar, right?
Come on.
and depending on where you go, people gonna be singing the praises of they man. But the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan they have enlightened us to the point to where we don't see the difference in the prophets of God. We only see the similarities.
Right, right.
Because if you say your man is Moses, and I say my man is Jesus, and brother says his man is Muhammad, then the question I have for you is, what did Moses teach that was different from Jesus? And what did Jesus teach that was different from Muhammad?
Yeah, go ahead.
And I would challenge you to tell me the difference. Because guess what? You won't be able to find one.
That's right.
All of the prophets down the line of divine taught the same thing. Are y'all hearing me?
Yes, sir.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
We're going to move through this. We believe, number 3, in the truth of the Bible.
All right.
But we believe that it has been tampered with and must be reinterpreted so that mankind will not be snared by the falsehoods that have been added to it.
Right, come on.
That's controversial.
Come on with that.
Now, I have a Bible here. I have a Quran and I have a Bible. I just told you we believe in all the scriptures of God. Is that right?
Yes,
That's
sir.
right.
But the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that this book has been tampered with.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
He said, well, I believe that it's the unadulterated word of God. That's what some preachers will tell you. And I would beg to differ. And there are many places in this book that warn those who tamper with the word of God. But here's one right here. It says, I warn everyone who hears the words of the prophecy of this book, if anyone adds to them, God will add to him the plagues described in this book.
Go ahead. Go
And
ahead.
if anyone takes away from the words of the book of this prophecy, God will take away his share in the tree of life and in the holy city, which are described in this book.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you get a warning from, you get a warning. They letting you know, God letting you know at the end of this, like, look man, don't mess with this. Don't mess with this word.
Yeah.
But in most Bibles, and if you got an old Bible, this is a new one. This is a new one. So this don't say it, right? But in most Bibles, older versions, at the very beginning, it'll say something along the lines of, this book has been translated out of its original tongues.
That's right.
Diligently compared
And revive.
and revised.
Yeah, go ahead.
So they tell you at the beginning of it that we mess with it, that we tamper with it, that it used to be in its original language was Aramaic and Hebrew, and then it was translated into Greek. How did that work? That's a whole nother
Yeah.
a whole nother tale. But then by the time it gets to English, man, it says all kinds of stuff. But the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, in this point, he says, listen, he says, it's been tampered with, and it must be reinterpreted so that mankind will not be snared by the falsehoods that have been added to it.
That's right.
See, the truth of the matter is, the reason why they tamper with it, brothers and sisters, is because from Genesis to Revelation, from the time when the devil was a little snake,
Yeah. Go
to the
ahead.
time when he grows up and he's a big old dragon.
That's right.
Teach.
From cover to cover, this book is all about you and me.
That's right.
That's right.
We are absolutely the secret of God.
Right.
Yeah.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
God's people. Man, y'all all right? Praise Allah. So you gotta be, it has to be reinterpreted, and it has been by the most honorable Elijah Muhammad.
That's right.
We're gonna move on. As I was stating before, number 4, we believe in the lost prophets and the scriptures they brought to the people. Number 5, we believe in the resurrection of the dead. not in a physical resurrection, but in mental resurrection. We believe that the so-called Negroes are most in need of mental resurrection, therefore they will be resurrected first. Furthermore, we believe we are the people of God's choice, as it has been written that God would choose the rejected and the despised. We can find no other persons fitting this description in these last days more than the so-called Negroes in America. We believe in the resurrection of the righteous. Woo! I'm gonna stop right there. We believe in the resurrection of the dead.
That's right. That's right.
But it's not a physical resurrection.
Go ahead.
Resurrection. It's a spiritual resurrection. Like I was saying, the book, man, brothers and sisters, is all about us.
That's right.
In the scripture, in the last days when God comes, he comes to make the first the last, and the last
The first.
the first.
Go ahead.
He comes to get the people who are on the bottom rail and put them all the way
That's-
to the top.
That's
He comes to get what is called spiritually the rejected stone.
yes, sir.
All right.
That's right.
The stone that the builders rejected,
Yeah.
and take that and make that the headstone of the
Yeah.
corner.
Go ahead.
Come on.
You go.
This is what God comes to do at the end of the time of this world.
Right.
All right.
But in order to make you first,
Gotta clean you up. Come on.
he gotta pick you up.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
In order to make you the headstone of the corner, man, he gotta clean that rejected stone up, shine it up, man, and make it into something.
Yeah.
Right.
That process is called resurrection.
Right. Teach.
Go ahead, brother.
Resurrection, brothers and sisters, I know I miss my mama too. My mama passed in 2018. Think about her every day. Would love it if I could see her again. Would love it. My father as well. But I know that, and she knew that this body is finite.
Gotcha.
Right.
Yes, sir.
It only lasts for so long.
All right.
That's right.
And the way that the enemy feeds us, it don't last for that long at all.
Yeah, that's right. Go ahead, brother.
The way that we abuse body with alcohol and tobacco and drugs and all manner of evil, it don't last for too long.
Nope.
Speak on it.
When we go to our grave, brothers and sisters, we not getting up.
All right. That's right.
It's a wrap.
That's
It's called the circle of life. You become worm food.
yeah. Go ahead. Go
Grub
ahead.
food.
Yeah.
Whatever's underneath that earth, that light, dead flesh, you dinner.
All right.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead, brother.
And it is perpetual.
Sir.
Perpetual. That's a beautiful word. Perpetual. It is a cycle that repeats itself over and over and over again. Listen, if we believe that we're going to a heaven after we die, we have to ask ourselves the question. First off, the first question is, where is it?
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
That's the first question.
That's a
Where
good
is
question.
this place? Because
Yes,
shoot, now Elon Musk is sending contraptions out into space.
Yeah. Go ahead.
The devil been trying to get to Mars and get to wherever he can go to destroy the next planet. He been trying to do that ever since he got some sort of technology, and he hasn't spied heaven yet.
Not yet.
Elon Musk went up there, and Sir Richard Branson, he got him a little vessel that go up there and go around the earth, and you know what I'm saying? But
Yes,
they
sir.
haven't spied heaven yet.
That's right.
And then, if there is such a place, how crowded is it gonna be? I want you to think about this now.
Yeah.
How crowded, man, listen, human beings have been on the earth. I know the Bible says that Adam and Eve, that happened 6,000 years ago with the first human beings, but we know that's not true, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Our people have civilizations that's way older than 10,000 years.
That's right.
Yeah.
But the most honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that human beings started with God himself, because God is a human being.
That's
That's
right.
right.
And that we've been around for trillions of years.
Yes, sir.
So in the history of human beings for trillions of years, how many people have been born
All right.
and how many people have died?
Go ahead.
All right.
What kind of space would accommodate that many people? See, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, they give us what they call actual facts.
That's right.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Actual facts is something that is exactly what I just said. It's actual. It's real. That the earth is comprised of land. It's comprised of water. The earth itself is 196,940,000 square miles. The water on the earth is 139,685,000 square miles. The land of the earth is 57,255,000 square miles, and it is constant.
Yes, sir.
That everything that comes out the earth goes back to the earth.
That's right.
That's right.
Are y'all hearing me?
Yes, sir.
Our biology is divine. We're connected to the first human beings that were ever on this planet.
Right.
It doesn't change.
That's right. Same.
So when we die, we go back to the earth and then babies are born. That the only hereafter that you have, brothers and sisters, is really through your progeny, through your children.
Yes,
Through
sir.
those who come from your seed.
That's
Yes,
right.
sir.
Go ahead.
That's how the human species continues itself.
Right.
But heaven is a product of your enemy's imagination.
That's right.
That's right.
It is part of the program
Come on.
Yes, sir.
that they sold.
That's right.
T.
It is part of the program that they sold us so that we will wait to get our heaven when we died. While they enjoyed their heaven while
Yes,
they
sir.
lived.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
So, resurrection in the scripture, we're styled as the blind, the deaf,
All right.
the dumb,
Yep.
the lame, the dead.
That's us.
You blind, you walking around, you see, but you're really blind.
Yep.
And you're blind because you don't know who you are.
All right.
Like Brother Minister Ashton said, you don't know who your enemy is.
Yeah, go ahead.
You don't know the time and what must be done. And it's evident that our people are blind because of the condition that we're in. See, blind people,
Speak on it.
blind people, because they can't see, constantly running into situations that they didn't see coming.
I'm done.
Right? They can't see it.
Yeah.
True.
And isn't that us?
All right.
Isn't that why, there's 2 million human beings incarcerated in the jails and prisons of America as we speak? Half of those being black, And many of those who there, you know, they did whatever they did to get there, but they didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
Blind.
Blind. They made a mistake and ended up in jail.
Yep.
They didn't see it coming. Deaf because we can't hear the truth.
Right.
Dumb because we can't speak the truth. Because how can you speak that which you don't know?
No, that's right.
Dead because you're a human being born with all the potential in the world.
Right.
Yet you're doing nothing.
Nothing. Go ahead.
See, that's all dead means. Spiritually dead is you're not doing nothing. You're a human being with all the potential in the world. You got more potential than the richest human beings on this planet. You got God's potential.
Yes, that's right.
Yes, sir. Thanks, man.
You hear what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
But if you're not doing nothing with it, you're a dead man
That's
or a
right.
dead woman.
That's right.
And so someone has to come with a word to raise you up.
All right.
And that someone is the Honorable Minister Louis Farr.
That's right.
All praise due to Allah. So we can find no persons fitting this description in these last days more than the so-called Negroes in America. And listen to that word. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad called us so-called Negroes. And, you know, many of us just missed it as to what he was really saying. Because white folks, when they came and got us from Africa, they didn't come and get slaves.
That's right.
They didn't come and get slaves.
That's right.
We were made that once we got here.
That's right.
That's right. Yes, sir.
They came and got the most advanced group of people that the world had ever seen. They came and got the builders of pyramids.
That's right.
They came and got those who knew everything about civilization, because they didn't have no civilization here
That's
before
right.
they brought it
That's
here.
right.
Think it over.
Go ahead.
Bring it.
Go ahead.
So the most honorable Elijah Muhammad said, no one fits this description better than so-called Negroes in America. Why are we so-called Negroes? Because Negro is one of the names that they called us.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
Negro in Spanish, right, Brother Jamal, means black. Negro. But the English language is a bastardized
That's
language.
right.
Yes, sir.
Is that right?
That's right.
And what I mean by that is it's comprised of all sorts of languages from all over the world.
Right.
So in the English language, consonants are interchangeable.
Right.
So
Right.
that Negro, if you see Negro or Negro in Spanish on a board, and we was to change that G out for a C,
Okay.
which is interchangeable, or a K,
Yeah.
which would make it Greek, but it means the same thing. Necro means dead.
Yeah.
That's right.
So they knew what they were doing when they did it to us.
Yes.
Yeah, they need to remember
They called us Negroes because we were dead people.
this.
Yeah.
In their eyes.
Absolutely.
That's right. They killed us.
And what's so sad, Sister Amy, is they convinced us.
That's right.
Come on,
that we
come on,
did.
bro.
Yeah. Go ahead.
That's the saddest part about it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Number 6, we believe in the judgment.
Come on.
Woo.
Wow.
We believe this first judgment will take place as God revealed in America. Listen, that's what we're seeing right now.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
We seeing that right now. There are signs
Yes, sir.
for those who are aware. God's judgment is on America. The political system.
Yes,
I mean, man, we don't look. If your only choice is either Trump or Biden, oh man, your system is terrible.
Terrible.
We're in trouble. We're in trouble. We're in trouble.
This system is in trouble.
That's
It's
right.
gone, man.
This man facing 91 felonies.
Does it?
91 felonies. And the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, this is just an indicator as to who this man is. Because like I said before, he is the Messiah. On our behalf, he launches in October of last year a lawsuit against the ADL and the
Yes, sir.
Simon Wiesenthal Center. A 300+ page lawsuit,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, sir.
Accusing them of damaging us by calling us anti-Semites. And the enemy weighed the case for a little while. He wouldn't say nothing about it in the press. Nothing about it. Because it was a $4.8 billion lawsuit on our behalf. And the enemy, he waited for a while, didn't say anything in the press, kept it under wraps. But then, on the low, because y'all didn't hear about this either, dismissed the case. It said, we did not prove in 300 pages.
Lord have mercy.
Go ahead.
Right.
All sorts of exhibits. We didn't prove damage. We didn't prove that the false charge of anti-Semitism has damaged the nation of Islam.
That's right.
That's what the devil's brother who runs the court said.
All right.
Yes, sir. That's the truth.
Well, on that day that they said that,
Go ahead.
Bring it. Bring it.
Go ahead.
just so they knew who they was dealing with, an earthquake happened in New
That's
York,
right. That's right.
where they dismissed the case.
That's right.
And on the Richter scale, that earthquake was 4.8.
That's right.
4.8 billion.
Yes, it was.
Praise be to Allah.
Then the next, on 4.8, right after that, we had the solar eclipse, the total solar eclipse.
Total. Yes, sir.
When the world went dark, not world, but parts of the United States in particular went dark for a protracted period of time for this solar eclipse which occurred on 4/8 or April 8th, just to show you that there are signs that God's man is on scene today. Is that right?
That's right.
Number 7. We believe this is the time in history for the separation of the so-called Negroes and the so-called white Americans. We believe the black man should be free in name as well as in fact. By this, we mean that he should be free from the names imposed upon him by his former slave masters. Names which identified him as being the slave master's slave. We believe that if we are free indeed, we should go in our own people's names, the black people of the earth.
Yeah.
All right. Praise be to
Yeah.
All praise is due to Allah. Now, that's so important. That's so important as free black people. Because if we are free, and the enemy said, he said we were free in, when he said 1865, right?
Yes, sir.
That's when he said we were free. And, of course, we had to deal with Voting Rights Acts and, black codes and all sorts of Jim Crow and all sorts of madness, and we still dealing to it to this very day.
That's true.
But to be free in name is for the black man and woman to free themselves.
Yes, sir.
To be free in name, for you to choose a name for yourself is the ultimate statement of you being free. If you wear someone else's name, You belong to them.
True.
That's right.
I'm gonna say that again.
That's right.
Sisters, when we get married, when we take on our husband's name, isn't that a statement that we belong to them?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right? So, what do we look like as a free and independent people walking around with white people's names?
All right.
Think that over. And we got so-called free in 1865, but we still wearing our slave master's name.
Like it don't make no difference.
That's incredible. We Johnny Jenkins. April Rainbow. We Mr. Culpepper and Mr. Johnson and Mr. Jenkins and Mr. Smith and Mr. Horseshoe and Mr. Hand Grenade. We all sorts of names.
Yeah, go ahead.
And we don't find none of them names in Africa.
All right. Not ready.
Not one. And we all know that at some point our people came from Africa.
Right.
In fact.
All people came from Africa. Is that right?
Yes,
That's
sir.
right.
But we don't carry those names, yet we say we free. See, we got the ultimate version of Stockholm Syndrome.
Fast track.
You just been kidnapped, and now you identify with your kidnapper.
Yes, sir.
You love your kidnapper. Don't let me go.
That's right.
Please don't let me go. What? I can't live without you. That's what we saying.
Yes, sir.
And every time we go out of this country in the enemy's name and they look at our passport, they be like, oh yeah, I know what this is. Black American.
You from America?
Cut and pick up.
You from the West?
This is they recognize us.
Yes.
Because we don't wear our own names. But if we went into our own names, man, they recognize you as being free. When one of my all-time heroes, Brother Muhammad Ali,
Yes, sir.
who was of course a follower of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad,
That's right.
when he was fighting George Foreman in the rumble in the jungle, when George Foreman showed up, being George Foreman, the people in Zaire at that time didn't even know he was black.
Yeah, that's right.
Because his name was George Foreman.
Come on.
And then when George Foreman shows up, he had a couple of dogs. He had a couple of German shepherds.
All right.
They ain't like that.
And he brought the German shepherds, and the people really hated him then because German shepherds were the same breed of dog that the Dutch used to colonize them.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Bring it.
So when Muhammad Ali shows up, and his name is Muhammad Ali, in this verse is George Foreman, who got the dogs that helped enslave us. They like Ali Boombayah.
Yeah, yeah.
Ali Boombayah.
Ali killing.
Ali Killer.
Yeah.
All praise be to Allah.
Go ahead, brother.
All praise be to Allah. But they recognize his name, man.
Right.
They recognize by his name that he was one of them.
Yeah.
Right.
See, if we take on our people's names, listen, then we're joined on to the larger nation of Islam. See, what we are is we're the lost found nation of Islam here in the West.
That's right.
But we have to join on to our larger nation. Is that right?
That's right. Yes, sir.
All praises due to Allah. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Number 8. We believe in justice for all, whether in God or not. We believe as others that we are due equal justice as human beings. We believe in equality as a nation of equals. We do not believe that we are equal with our slave masters in the status of freed slaves. We recognize and respect American citizens as independent peoples, and we respect their laws which govern this nation. That's very important. Very important. Because freedom, justice, and equality is not something that we think is exclusive to us. We think that freedom, justice, and equality should be given to all, regardless to name, class, creed,
Yes,
color,
yes,
whatever, sexual orientation. It don't matter. You all should have freedom, justice, and equality.
That's right.
But we do not believe that we are equal with our slave masters in the status of freed slaves. See, in 1865, when they so-called freed us, that's why it's so-called freed us. Because we were never given equality. Are you hear what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
If someone, paint the picture, if someone holds you for 310 years in chattel slavery, meaning that you're property, you don't have no rights. You don't have no right to own no property. You don't have no right to vote. You don't have no economic opportunity. You don't have any anywhere to go. When they say, "Okay, nigga, you free," what does that mean?
All right.
If you were on the plantation one day, dude whipping you, raping your wife, raping you, giving you swine to eat while he eat, you know what I'm saying, whatever he eat. And then one day he says, "Okay, you free." Where are you going?
All right.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Where did our people go? Where could they go? You don't have no land. You don't have no money. You know what our people had to do? They had to stay. And say, "Okay, well, can I work for you until I can get on my feet?"
Yeah, yeah.
And that's where the system of sharecropping came from.
That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You got a little share, and it was just a little share.
That's right.
Hardly worth nothing. That was the status as freed slaves. And brothers and sisters, for the most part, that's where we are today.
That's right.
I know many of us have some decent jobs and we make a good living. All praise is due to Allah. But you don't have the same opportunities as white folk. I'm sorry.
That's right.
You don't. And that's just a fact. That's not race baiting or overemphasizing. That's real. You
Right.
do not have the same opportunities
That's right.
as white people. I promise you, you don't.
True.
No matter what they tell you, you don't.
That's
You're not walking up in no bank getting no loan.
Getting them
brother.
loans, exactly. That's right. That's he took them loans.
I promise you, you're not. You can get a loan to get a car.
Right.
Yeah.
Basic.
You can get a loan to get a car. But then guess what they're gonna do? Your interest rate gonna be sky high.
Sure.
They're gonna try and get you in the most expensive car they can get you in.
Yeah.
That's right.
Why? Because they're gonna put a contraption in that car, and y'all know what I'm talking about. Well, they could turn that car off whenever they want to and come get it.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't never had one buy here, pay here. Just me.
They did me like that.
They'll turn your car off and come get it.
Turn the credit card off.
Hard times. Hard times.
Listen.
Good stuff.
You don't have opportunity, equal opportunity in this country, man.
Come on, y'all.
Yeah, go
They would
ahead.
turn your car off.
Hell,
That's right.
Number 9, we moving. All praise
Brother.
to Allah. We believe that the offering
Teach, brother.
of integration is hypocritical. Man, that's powerful. We believe that the offer of integration is hypocritical and is made by those who are trying to deceive the black peoples into believing that they're 400-year-old open enemies of freedom, justice, and equality are all of a sudden their quote-unquote friends.
That's right.
Furthermore, we believe that such deception is intended to prevent black people from realizing that the time in history has arrived for the separation from whites of this nation. Woo. If the white people are truthful, this part's important, about their professed friendship toward the so-called Negro, they can prove it by dividing up America with their slaves. We do not believe that America will ever be able to furnish enough jobs for her own millions of unemployed, in addition to jobs for the 20 million, now 40 to 50 million black people as well. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad makes it so plain. And it's so beautiful, man, because this program has been in existence. Brother Gerald, do we know when the Muslim program first appeared?
Yeah, he put it out in the 50s.
In the 50s.
The 50s.
This program has been around since the 50s. Probably earlier than that.
Probably earlier, yeah.
Sure, sir.
But it still stands true to this very day. Still holds up. The conditions have not changed.
That's right.
Now the enemy's got a little slicker now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He'll let some of y'all get some money. Right? And take it away whenever you want to.
That's right.
Michael Jackson. He let us get a little bit of bread, but hey, when he decides he coming to get it,
That's it.
he coming to get it.
Take all of it.
My money.
But my point is the offer of integration is hypocritical.
That's right. Yeah.
And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, "Look, man, if you are being real with what you say, let's divide this nation up.
Yeah, that's right.
Give me some land."
Yeah.
See, you really about to see some hypocritical type stuff during this election season.
It's about to go.
Because it's about to go down. They're going to go all out to get y'all to vote for old Biden, Mr. Burns. Mr. Burns on the Simpsons. They're going to get you to go all out to vote for him. And Trump's people, shoot, they don't vote for him. They're going to tear this joint up.
Yeah.
Trust and believe. But they're going to try and get us because black people are the ones who carried Biden last election.
That's right.
Ain't gonna open this one.
Let's see this
They
time.
just set aside.
Yep, that's right.
So they offer all of this political madness, but it's a trick.
That's all.
We don't ever get anything out of this political system. Understand, you all, when we start playing politics, the only way you can get anything out of the political system, I'm just keep it a buck, is if you got some money.
That's right.
The only people who get whatever they want out of politicians are those who fund politicians.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Don't think your vote count because it don't. If you want to play a political game, and I'm not mad at you, I'm with it, then let's get together, pool our resources, and buy us a politician.
Come on, that's right. That's what it is.
If you want to play that game. But if not, black people ought to stand down from politics.
Yeah.
We ought not participate
Yeah.
at all.
Go ahead.
Yeah, leave it alone.
Leave it alone and make the demand that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad is
That's
making.
right. A good demand.
If y'all want some of this, if y'all want our friendship, man, give me some land.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. That's right.
That's right.
And don't think, and we talked about this last week, don't think that you shouldn't ask.
That's
All right.
right. Come on, teach us.
They owe you.
Oh, you.
Look, we was talking about it last week, man. If somebody borrowed $1,000
Right.
from you, and then a month later they still ain't paid you, and you see them, you gonna forget about the $1,000 they owe you?
No. Never.
Go ahead.
You gonna be like, yo, B, run me my money.
Where's my
Never.
money?
Run that, right? Why are we so afraid to ask white folks for what they owe us?
That's
Teach
right.
on
Go
that.
ahead.
Teach on that one.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
The demand for, it's a demand for reparation.
That's right.
We're not asking.
You don't want no crumbs.
Look, where my money at?
That's right.
That's where black people should be. Look, man, where my money? Vote, man, where my money at?
That's right.
Yeah.
Come on, buddy. Go ahead, black person. Teach. Go ahead.
Biden say, come vote for me. Biden, what you gonna pay my money? Listen, I'm behind you if I'm getting my money.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get my people to get behind you
Yeah.
if I'm getting my money. Trump, same thing. Where my money at?
Ukraine and Israel.
Right.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
They steady giving them money.
Billions.
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 But you ask for a little piece of money. Little piece of land.
Might get locked up.
Man. And then they steady asking you for money. It's
Yeah.
tax season.
That's right.
I hate tax season. I'll never get no money back. You know what I'm saying? A lot of black folks look forward to tax season because you get your little tax check back. But that's a trick.
That's what it is.
That's a trick.
You put more in than
They took too much money for you in the first place.
That's right.
Tax bill.
They're not giving you nothing. That's your money.
That's right.
Man, this is crazy.
Man, we so tricked, man.
Damn.
Y'all all right?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Teach, brother. Teach.
Praise be to Allah. Where we at? Number 10. We believe, number 10, we believe that we who declare ourselves to be righteous Muslims should not participate in wars which take the lives of humans. We do not believe this nation should force us to take part in such wars, for we have nothing to gain from it unless America agrees to give us the necessary territory wherein we may have something to fight for.
Thank you.
Woo! Again, the most honorable black man is so wise. Like, man, you want us to fight?
Right.
Give me that land again.
Yeah.
Again, where my money at? Run that.
Money, my money.
Run that. Man, we not participating in no wars.
That's right.
Don't think that you being unpatriotic by not joining the Army or the Air Force or the Marines or the Navy. You being wise.
That's right.
These people have never done anything for us to fight for.
All right.
This is job.
And I mean, we don't even have to mention the history of when we have fought for these people in these wars, and then you come back and man, people spitting in your face and
Yeah.
whatnot
That's right.
because of the policies of the
That's
government.
right.
Right.
Yep. Still knows.
Man. Number 11. We move. We believe our women should be respected and protected,
That's
That's
right.
right.
as the women of other nationalities are
Yeah,
respected
yeah.
and protected
That's
Come on.
at all times.
That's right.
Sorry.
Is that right?
Yes,
Praise
sir.
God. Praise be to Allah. This last point, family, number 12, is foundational.
Come on.
And it is really what we stand on.
That's right.
And we talked about the first principle, the proper name of God being Allah. But this talks about the personal name of God. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir. Go ahead with it.
Number 12, we believe that Allah, God, appeared in the person of Master W. Fard Muhammad, July 1930, the long-awaited Messiah of the Christians and the Mahdi of the Muslims. We believe further and lastly that Allah is God, and besides Him there is no God, and He will bring about a universal government of peace wherein we all can live in peace together.
That's right. Yeah.
Woo!
That's right.
Powerful.
Go
The
ahead.
most controversial point of what the Muslims believe.
That's right.
Because not all Muslims believe like we believe.
That's right.
I would just keep it
Go
up.
ahead. Go
Yes,
ahead.
sir.
Some Muslims, traditional Muslims, and I won't call them Sunni Muslims. You'll hear that term Sunni, right? And I don't call them Sunni Muslims because to be on the Sunnah means to be on the path of righteousness.
Yes, sir.
Are y'all hearing me?
Yes, sir.
The path of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, right?
Yes, sir.
So I call them traditional Muslims because they're going with the tradition of what it is that they know.
Right.
Right.
But we live in a time of revelation
That's right.
where God personally revealed himself.
That's right.
That's
Now
right.
I'm not fronting them for not believing in Master Father Muhammad because they don't know Master Father
That's
Muhammad.
right.
At least not yet.
That's right.
But they will know.
Absolutely.
And if they read their Quran and then they listen to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, they will recognize
That's right.
Master Father
That's
Muhammad.
right.
All praise to Allah. So we believe that God appeared in the person. In the person.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Listen, part of the programming that we have been under is that God is a mystery. God is a spook. God is a hocus pocus. He's an abracadabra. He's a Shazam. He's a poof. There it is. He's a Casper, the friendly ghost. Right? But God is and always has been a man.
Come on. Go ahead. Come on.
That's
Go
right.
ahead.
In the scripture, in the book of Genesis, he said he made a man in his likeness and his own image. Woo!
Yes, sir.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Some good, bro.
I don't know about y'all, but man, when I look at an image of myself, I'm looking at a man.
Right.
Yeah.
So if God says you're in his image and his likeness, and I like the way Brother Minister Ashton taught on likeness, because that means you like him.
Right.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo.
That's right.
I love it, man.
Teach them.
I love it. But his image is, he's a man. See, they don't want you to know that God is a man because they don't want you to know that God is you.
All right.
Yeah. Go
That's
ahead.
right.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, brother.
All praise is due to Allah.
Yeah.
When you know that God is you, man, you won't look to them.
That's right.
Mm.
Come on.
The spell is broken.
That's right.
When you don't look to them, guess what you are? You are resurrected.
Yeah.
Right. Mm. Yep.
You are who God wants you to be. But if you continue, man, to be under their program,
Right.
it's a problem. See, God appeared in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, July 1930. That's when he made himself known.
Person means mask.
But he's an example, right? Because we bear witness to it. But we wasn't here in 1930.
Come on. That's right. That's right.
We bear witness to it because as we follow the teaching that he brought, God begins to appear in the person of us.
Come on.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's right.
Go
There you
ahead.
go. That's the teaching, brother.
So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that all Muslims are Allahs.
That's
That's
right.
right.
That's
But we have one who's the supreme being.
right.
Yeah, that's right.
Good.
That is Master Fard Muhammad. That's the founder of the wisdom that we all now subscribe to.
Right.
Man, y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, praise to
Go ahead. Go
Allah.
ahead.
Excellent.
And that he's going to bring about a universal government of peace.
Mm.
We don't have to participate in this government, y'all.
That's right. That's right.
At all.
Teach. Got our own.
Don't waste your time. See, our time is more well spent building something for self. And even, listen, this is how it's going to work. Even if the world stays the way it is, which it won't, but let's just say, for argument's sake, that it did. If you and I decided to build something for self, our building something for self will replace the world that is.
That's right.
That's true.
I want y'all to think about that.
Go ahead.
If we decided to build something for self, it will replace that which is. When you look around the city, and I'm finishing, I know we at time. When you look around the city and in different cities in America, there's on the west side of Denver, there's a place where the Vietnamese have an entire community.
That's right. That's right. That's true. That's right.
Right on the west side, you can go over there and see it for yourself.
That's right.
And they have and that's exactly right. And they have everything that they need. But you don't ever see them asking the government for anything.
That's right.
Y'all hear me?
Yes, sir. Go ahead, brother.
We, with the knowledge that we have, brothers and sisters, with supreme wisdom,
All right.
we're talking about a government of peace that will last forever. Man.
Go ahead.
And look, you want to vote for somebody? You want to vote for somebody? I'm going to give y'all somebody to vote for.
Come on.
Vote for
Yeah.
And with that, family, man, I want to thank you all for listening. This is our last Sunday here. All praise be to Allah.
Praise be to Allah.
Praise be. No, it's not one more. But I'm going to leave you as I greet you in peace. Assalamu alaikum. Praise be to Allah. All right.